What's up? My name is Eric Butler. This channel is called Report and Opine. I am back, and we have an Instagram post here from Fox 5 New York, which is incredibly dark. They say, a sixth grader from Westchester County is making waves after publishing her own book about her experience coming out as part of the LGBTQ plus community. Fox 5 spoke with 10-year-old Chloe Berg about her new book, the LGBTQ plus handbook, How to Spot Rainbows. So, when everybody's talking about the G word and how that's a LGBTQ slur, this doesn't just happen, right? A 10-year-old doesn't just write a book. We were talking about Greta Thunberg, who was 17 years old, and her parents put her up to all that. So now anybody who wants to believe that this didn't come from the parents or the teacher or somebody, this doesn't just come out of nowhere for a 10-year-old kid. No, they could be in the gayest part of San Francisco, and a 10-year-old doesn't do this unless instructed to by a parent. We also saw a handful of videos, some weirdo mom in a changing room pushing her little boy to try on a dress, and some other mom is talking to the camera, and then the kid blurts out that she doesn't care as long as I'm part of the LGB, whatever, the alphabet soup barbecue group community, whatever it is. So not only is this happening because of adults, but you have mainstream media like Fox 5 New York pushing it onto other children. You don't think they're putting a 10-year-old on the news to convince adults that they need to understand the LGBTQ community? No, it's so that they can make other children understand the LGBTQ community. So anybody saying that the grooming label is a slur needs to watch this, needs to go talk to Scott Wiener and all the Disney executives and all these people, because this is exactly what they want. Let's see what she has to say.
It was one day in fourth grade when then 10-year-old...
Fourth grade, when she was 10 years old. When I was in fourth grade, this wasn't even a thing. This wasn't even a thing until Twitter, in my opinion. But fourth grade, I mean, I'm speechless. This is mind-boggling.
Chloe Berg realized she had a crush on one of her girlfriends in class.
I told her, it didn't come up about anything, but I told her.
Wow, this is the creepiest thing. This is one of the creepiest things I've ever seen. And I know for a fact you got guys like Scott Wiener, like, rubbing his hands together like Birdman or Mr. Burns or something, like, perfect, we did it, excellent. This is exactly what they want. Now, Scott Wiener would probably prefer a little boy to turn into a girl, but this is close. This is good. This is on the right path.
Chloe knew she liked girls for a while and wanted to not only let her family and the rest of her friends know, but also teach people about her coming out experience.
So it was either the teachers, the parents, a combination of both, and or TikTok. This doesn't just happen, right? This did not happen when I was in fourth grade. No way. Of course, there was always those kids. There was like one or two guys in your class. You're like, oh, this guy's probably gay. Sure. But this, to be an activist, this is the LGBT, this is the next Greta, right? This is the next Greta Thunberg.
Just see so many people who could have such supportive families if they just understood. I mean...
So a 10-year-old, Fox 5 New York wants me to believe that a 10-year-old is going to help grown adults understand the LGBTQ community. No, this is so dark. The agenda is just twisted with this.
When... I don't think anyone would be against LGBTQ plus community if they could really truly understand what the meaning of it was.
She doesn't even truly understand what the meaning of it is. She has no idea. She thinks she does, but she has no idea.
And that it was just love and who we are.
Chloe decided to take all of her insights and passion for the LGBTQ plus community and share them in a handbook. It's aptly...
There's no way she wrote a handbook. Who did this for her?
Titled the LGBTQ plus handbook, How to Spot Rainbows.
She realized that there was a big generational gap between the world she was growing up in and the world I'd grown up in.
So this idea of the LGBTQ plus handbook came one night over dinner between Chloe and her mom.
And there it is. It's the mom. And it could very well be the teacher, or they could all be part of it. And this reminds me of another story that I heard about, shout out Fleckus, where on the Fleckus Talks podcast, where one of these quote unquote allies who was all, yes, we need to support the LGBTQ community, blah, blah. And then her son comes out and claims to be a girl. And she's like, well, I didn't think it got too close to home, right? She flew too close to the sun. But in this case, she's obviously pushing it. Like they said they came up with it together. Now, of course, look, 10 years old, nothing else happens at 10 years old. You don't do anything by yourself at 10 years old, right? You might get on the bus and go straight to school. You're obviously, you're not going to do anything even remotely sexual if it were traditional. That would be completely inappropriate. You'd be burned at the stake. But because it's LGBTQ, it's fine. It's empowering.
Mom suggested Chloe write a Cliff Notes version of all these different pronouns and ways to say things to your child about coming out. Chloe took the idea and ran with it.
So it's the mom's idea. It was the mom's idea. I might argue this mom deserves to be in jail, right? Like, so we want to pretend that, the little 10-year-old, 12-year-old girl came up with this. And then at the end of the clip, Chloe took her mom's idea and ran with it. So, of course, it's the mom's idea. The mom wrote this book. The mom is doing all of this. And the mom is getting what she wants. She's getting some news coverage. I don't know if she's going to be trying to push a reality TV show or what comes next for this, but it's definitely not authentic. It's completely astroturf. And the mom, she might just be maybe she's not evil. I'm not saying that she's completely demented. She might just truly be brainwashed like a lot of people are and not know what's going on and think they're doing the right thing, right? So it's not 100% malicious every single time. Oftentimes, it can just be pure stupidity, especially in New York.
Within 3 months, she had a book self-published on Amazon.
You don't have to understand every identity, every term, and every set of pronouns. You just have to be able to respect people and what they chose for themselves.
Okay. So you don't have to, well, of course, because those are going to change all the time. They're going to change day to day, hour to hour. But when a straight or normal person says, don't call me cisgender, or when a straight or normal woman says, don't call me a chest feeder, don't call me a birthing person, they're not going to be quite as quick to accept that, right? So it only goes one way.
What they learned about themselves.
The book has been out for more than 6 months, and Chloe has gotten so many people reaching out about what they learned from her book. And maybe the most important part of it?
If you have an LGBTQIA plus child, they will be scared to come out.
That's not real. That's not a real thing. LGBTQIA plus child, completely a figment of your imagination. Now, this parent is perhaps living vicariously through their child, but it's not real. That's just not how it works. It doesn't take a rocket scientist. It doesn't take a psychologist or a doctor to realize that they are manipulating these children. And again, I don't know if the parent is doing it in a weird, dark, creepy, malicious way, or if that parent has genuinely been brainwashed by the agenda pushed over the last 10 or 15 years.
That's okay. Be patient, and when they are ready, make sure that they know that they are loved.
In Purchase, Richard Giacobas, Fox 5 News.
Oh man, that is so dark. The girl's voice is super creepy. Nothing, in my humble opinion, can be creepier than this. Let's look at some of the comments. She's 10, has no clue about sexuality at all. Her emotions and feelings are real. It won't be the first or last time she gets butterflies for someone. Her parents should remind her to just be a kid right now. Okay, that's fair enough. She had a crush in 4th grade. By 6th grade, she wrote a book about coming out. Give me a break. This kid can't even clean herself properly yet. Facts. Pushing these agendas onto our kids is crazy, but I'll get attacked for my opinion because all of you sensitives need attention. That's true. This is the result of people pushing this mindset onto children. She is too young to know. Do you think a 10-year-old's focus should be on their love life and even writing a book about sexuality? Stop sexualizing our children. Poor kid. What an effing joke. Jesus died for our sins. She don't even know how to shower. Parents' fault. 10-year-olds shouldn't be focused on whether or not which sex they like. Her parents failed her. She should be focused on being a child in school. Yeah, so it seems like even in New York, people can see right through this agenda, but they're still going to push it no matter how dark and depraved it is. Now, I thought a week or so ago, the darkest thing was criminals breaking into a school, a high school, to steal instruments twice in 2 weeks. But this is obviously light years ahead of that, right? That's just some people trying to make a quick buck off some high school kids and their instruments. This is corrupting their youth from the inside out, her own mother. But that's the world we live in now. So, thank you for watching. Please comment, like, share, and of course, subscribe.